Okay, guys, this is Equal Surfer Island Crypto, and this is a market update. Okay, yeah. So we've had a big continuous downtrend correction. I've got a couple of charts to show you and just some of my thoughts, really. Okay, and as you can see here, I hope you can see this. I'm just going to go to the daily chart for 1 second, and then I'm going to. Okay, so the downtrend here is pretty continuous and pretty painful. You can see that quite clearly there. Okay, so yeah, like what is happening? Well, you know, we're having a big correction. You've got the stock markets generally kind of bearish now. The Nasdaq has fallen quite a bit. You have the S&P 500 also correcting, and investors are quite like afraid of what's happening with the the equities and the stock markets because of the Fed raising interest rates. We have the Ukraine threatening to invade Russia, and these things all add up, and the investor runs to the hills. Okay, and you have Wall Street selling off tech stocks. So there's a lot of combination of things. You've over leveraged. The crypto market is way over leveraged. You have open interest way too high. So there's a huge combination of different things here that is creating this absolute pandemonium and I suppose panic and complete like way over the top panic selling. Okay. Now you have I've seen now this is the to me, and this is me thinking, and what's worked for me in the past, and this isn't financial advice, but what I see is the market and YouTubers and Twitter and everybody's gone bearish. Okay, and I see now the majority are bearish, and the majority are saying we're going to go to $30,000. All right. Now, could I see $30,000? Yeah, I can see $30 coming. $30,000, not $30, $30,000. I can see $30,000 coming. But you know what? When the majority thinks that, and the majority is now thinking we're going to go to 30K and below, I've been here before, and this has not worked out that well. Okay. When you're kind of predicting something in the market, the majority of the market is predicting it. It generally, Bitcoin has a tendency in the crypto market to do the opposite, okay, of what the majority thinks. Okay, so you might also have a lot of people shorting the market now from here on in. Even if we hit 30K, it's possible. Okay, so I'm just going to go in, like, there's our downtrend right here, and the trend is your friend until it ends. Okay, and this is we need to get out of this. Okay, so what is happening here, right? So I'm going to show you a short-term chart, just really quickly. Okay, I'm going to zoom in and tell you, we'll see what's going on right now. Okay, so this is the 30-minute chart. I'm just going really in here quickly. Okay, so we can see here at the top we have an actual wedge. All right, so there's your resistance in the green. There's your support. Okay, we were ranging in here, we fell down, boom, broke down here. Okay, the target, like my target of the wedge, would be down here at 33,610, roughly 33.5, roughly around that area. That's rough. Okay, so that's measured between here and here down to here. Okay, now what is it doing right now in the immediate short term? So we have a bit of support and resistances there. So I'm just going in really short term here, guys. I'll go to the 15-minute for a second. This is real short term, okay? So I've put in here, we've got our volume range, okay? So where is there most resistance? Between the top of the range here and the bottom of the range here, okay? You see this? Right here, okay? So on my white line, so 35,413 is where the POC, the point of control, okay? So you can see here right now, we've come in here and we have broken the point of control, and we are literally on it. We've broken out, come down and hit it, and we're retesting it now. Okay, so where would I see it going after that? I would see it started moving up here to 35.6. We have hit it already. I already had that in there, and we've rejected. So we need to hold this 35.4, the point of control, go up to 35.5, then 35.614, and then where do I see it after that? okay, I would see a move eventually up to 35.8, and then up to the top here, roughly around this area here, at 36, okay, and back up to 36.207. If we break that area, I'm just going to go to the 2 hourly here. Okay, so this is the 2 hourly chart. Okay, we're looking at 36.461, and then 36.7, and then we'll make a jump. Okay, I would, yeah, straight jump as you can see here, all the way up to 36.8. That is the short term. Okay, now it might not come down to the target here. We'll see what happens, but that is the target. Okay, which is coinciding with other stuff I have here lined up, right? So these are, looks like a mess, okay, but I'll show you here a bit clearer. Okay, so what do we have here? All right, so how do I get rid of these notifications? This is quite interesting. So since the top, you know, I've kind of noticed that since we've been on our downtrend, I'm kind of going, what is happening? And yes, we have the staircase. Okay, so we started here. 1 second. Bear with me. We started up here like a staircase, like I said previously in previous videos, and we're coming down. Okay. Let's just say it goes to $30,000. I'm not saying it will by any means, okay? So you can see this staircase thing. It's so basic and so ridiculous, but that actually is the way it works, okay? So you can see all here in this area in the top one, you can see we've been just in a range the whole time, okay? I'm looking for my arrow here. I'm kind of getting blind from this light. This area here, broke down, came down into another range, broke down out of that, came into another range, broke down, and we're in another range. Okay, so I'm going to zoom right in here, and I'm going to go to the hourly chart so you can see what is happening right now. Okay, and this is where I have been previously, by the way. So there's our point of control, and where do I see it from here? Yeah, we could be looking at 33.5. Okay, and what happens? What do I think is going to happen? Okay, so I do think that we could possibly see a capitulation candle, or we could just be seeing a little reversal here, but I doubt it because with the volume is pathetic. So we could have, like, you know, there's one bottom, there's your second bottom, but I doubt it very much. Okay, there's no volume. You can see here the volume is pathetic. If I go to the weekly volume here, right, what I want to see is what we'd really need to see, the capitulation phase. And the capitulation phase is where you are all out of the market and you're like, it's terror. Okay, so you're absolutely terrified and you think it's over and it's, you know, it's done. You're all done. It's capitulation time. So I'll circle this here, right there, that candle, okay? You see the size of that candle? Okay, what we need to see capitulation and the end of this correction is a volume, you know, pretty much up around that area. And what will that do? Okay, and what could I see it doing? I could see us breaking down and I could see us going to 30K. The only reason I'm bullish and I'm seeing maybe it won't actually happen is because everybody's expecting us to go to 30K, and this might not happen. Okay, this might not happen. The reason it might not happen is because everybody is expecting us to go down to this region. Okay, so I've said this before in my previous videos. This is the hourly chart, by the way, guys. I'm going to take off the volume. I would want to see a massive spike in volume, okay, on the weekly. And this is what could happen. Okay, so everybody's expecting us to capitulate again tomorrow. It'll be a new start to the week. It'll depend on how the stocks markets respond tomorrow and what actually happens there. Okay, so if they open up green, Bitcoin will open green. With the futures opening up in a couple of hours, we'll get an idea of what's going to happen. If there's more blood on the streets, yes, we could go down. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. These are levels, okay? 33.1, there's a bit of support, 32.305, 31.698, and then we're going straight to 30K. Do I think it'll stop at 30K if we get to 30K because everybody's expecting it? No, I don't. And why don't I think that? Because I think that a lot of people are expecting it to bounce, something like that, off 30K, and away we go. Okay, I don't think that'll happen. I think if we go down to 30K, we will go break 28. Could even come down to 25. That's what I think could happen, or even lower. Worst case scenario, 20, 22 to 20. But I doubt it. I'd like to see 25 hold around that area, and then we start making our way back up. Okay? That's what I think could happen. I'm prepared for it mentally. I'm not going to panic. Okay? The alts will get slaughtered, but this is what I'm seeing on the market. I'm not being unrealistic here. Okay? Where do I get kind of semi-bullish? When Bitcoin starts breaking up past $44,000 again, around that region. It needs to clear this area here. You can see this right here. And then start getting back up to the $52,000 level. But around $44,000, I'll become more bullish. And then when we start attacking 45.5, that area, I would become more bullish. Okay. Now it's interesting that the next week is the options close for the month, and it's 48,000 is maximum pain. So it'll be interesting to see if we actually do get up around this area, back up, a reversal all the way back up. We could, because we are way oversold on all time frames. The weekly stochastic is on the floor. Okay. And these are bullish things. These are things we're way oversold, way oversold. I'm just going to try and get rid of something here. Okay, I've got rid of the wrong thing. I'm just going to go to the weekly. There you go. There's the weekly stochastic, and the weekly stochastic is on the floor. Okay, and this is technically, where you buy. This is where I buy, and that's across the board in a lot of coins. Okay, so you've got all that going on here right now. Okay, so there's a massive opportunity in my eyes also, okay, up around this area. When you see things around this price, at this low, the stochastics being this low here, you know that, oh, this is good. This is an opportunity. This is not financial advice, by the way. I'm not telling you to buy, but this is what I'm looking at, okay? So when the majority of the market is absolutely bearish and miserable, okay, this is what you need to do. You need to kind of take a step back and, look at what's going on. All right. So this is what's going on, right? So do I think we could make it down to, down lower? Yes, I do. But the fact is, the market has gone so bearish right now. I do think it might not work out the way people are expecting it to. People are selling all around them. They're expecting us to capitulate down to, 20K and past 30. And the fact is, we might even bounce somewhere around here. We might come down here, 32, 34. Okay. Now I'm going to go to a CME gap here. There's a CME gap on the market. This is the Bitcoin futures, and we do have one at $33,000, right? You can see that here, between $33,000 and $34,500. Now, these have a tendency to fill. And what does that mean? The price could come down here and go down to 33,000 and bounce there, close the gap, and back up. It could do that, okay? It could still come down to like 30K. Who knows? But the point is, you will get this area filled. This is what I think it could be doing. It could be coming down here to get a grab and close the gap. That does happen quite a lot. And it's quite interesting that it is down around this region. And this is where we are right now. Okay. There is another gap here at the $24,590 region and the $26,000 region. Okay. That's another target I have, okay? 24.5, 26. We could come down there and break 30K, okay? And then I would expect a massive bounce, okay? This is maximum pain. I'm giving you all the alternatives here of what can happen, all right? Do I think the bottom is getting close? Hell yeah, I do. I do think the bottom is getting close. Sentiment is absolutely at an all-time low. People are miserable. People are depressed. The sentiment now, YouTubers are capitulating across the board. So 30K does look doable, but the point is we might not hit 30K because so many people are bearish and miserable right now and downtrodden and capitulating. But they might have one massive capitulation candle here. Will take us all the way down And this is the one here where you'll see a massive wick, and that's the one I'll be waiting for, okay? Big wick to finish everybody off, and it could come in like this. Something really nasty down all the way, break 30, 26, 25, and then we make a move back up, and very fast. And this, something like this, like a V-shaped recovery. Okay, I'm going to put that in white, just giving you an idea. And I've said numerous times I didn't think the correction was over. I did think, you know, we could go back down and get an absolute something vicious like this. Okay, but that could happen. All right, that could happen. I'm not saying it will, but I'm looking at these gaps to be filled between 24.5, 26, and 32 and 34. We could even bounce there at 32, 34, around that region very easily. Okay, so something like this. Okay, come down, fill the gap, and we're gone. Okay, so I'm just going to put that in white as well. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, these are my thinking on what's happening and where we are and what's going on. You know, it is a scary time, and you know, I've been here long enough to kind of have an idea on what the pain is like. We did close the CME gap, or the futures, at 38k, okay, which would suggest, you know, if we keep going down here, there will be another gap here, so we'll have to come back up and close at 38k here. All right, but the point is, you know, just stay focused. Okay, there's another Gaussian channel here that is telling me on the weekly that we could go down to 30k, because we have the Gaussian channel. This thing's like glue. Okay, the last time we were stuck in this was March capitulation. All right, you can see this here. We broke out of the Gaussian channel, and it's like glue. You get stuck in here, you get stuck in here for ages, and it's hard to get out. Okay, really painful, but once you get out, you come back and back test it, you're away. All right, and you can see what happened then. All right, we took off. But where are we now? We're back in the Gaussian channel. When you go back in here, and it's not pretty, okay? You can be stuck in here for flipping ages. What I would think is we could come down here and test the lower ranges of the Gaussian channel, okay? Down here. And where does the Gaussian channel lower range come in? Well, hey presto, 30k. And what if we do something like we did back here in March of 2020 in the capitulation? We could do that. Let's say the stock markets continue to crash. We could come all the way down here and break out of it and try and get back up through it. And this is our bear market of 2018-19. Okay, we're stuck in there and we're underneath it. But we could do something like that, a wick down, and give the fear into everybody. So, you know, it's quite interesting. We do have a CME gap down below here, 20, in the mid 20 range to 26, 27. 25, sorry, 24, and then we have one 32, 3 to 34.4. Okay, but this is quite interesting. The Gaussian channel on the weekly looks, you know, doesn't look great, but it is telling us this 30k. Okay, that we would hit the bottom of it at that price. Quite interesting. It's just coming in there. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's something to think about. Okay, so we would need a huge volume coming in here on the weekly to actually, you know, make a massive candle here, just like that over here, capitulation candle. I still think we could see that quite easily. Okay, and this will be the candle that'll get you all down. We'll break the Gaussian channel, and everybody will be crying. Everybody will say we're done for, but we're not done for. Okay, this will be a massive shakeout, but this is due to the leverage. The open interest needs to come down. You know, if Russia invades Ukraine, all the other aspects of the stock market crashing, the Fed raising interest rates, all these things are attributing to what is going on right now. So everybody is very fearful. The fear and greed index is at an 11 today. It's incredibly low. You know, being stuck here for quite a number of weeks now in these low regions is telling you this is the time for, you know, to accumulate. You can start dollar cost averaging into the market, and that is also to do with your altcoins. All right, our Bitcoin dominance is at 41.58. The dominance has bounced, and it could go even further if Bitcoin continues to go down. All right, and that's a fact, which means the alts would suffer even more. But now is the time to maybe look at your plan, your structure, and what you have, what your coins you hold, and this is a good way to kind of, you know, accumulate, and this is what I'll be doing. But the main thing is, guys, is do not panic. These are the facts here. These are the charts. We do have a very, very bearish negative sentiment right now across the board, across the market, in crypto, in the equities, in the stock, in the world. You know, the doomsday clock is like a minute away from midnight, which means we're all going to be killed in World War III, you know, in the next whatever. Okay, so the air of uncertainty is incredible. And these are the times where sometimes if you take more of a risk or you take an opportunity, this isn't financial advice, you can be rewarded very, very, very easily. Okay, but I'm not panicking. You look at the overall structure of the market, and I see the structure of the market, and this is what it could do. I'm prepared if it does go down, you know, and what buying opportunities there will be back down there. We could be going into a bear market for a while. Then again, we might not, because the bear market might be not, it mightn't last a year, but we could be down here in the Gaussian channel or around this area. We could end up kind of accumulating down around this region of the 30K, possibly even lower. But again, I'm not saying it is going to do that, but we could do something like this, come back up if we break it, you know, something like, I'm just going to get my drawing tool here, something like that, and back up and just range in this range for a while before we start breaking out. Okay, that's one of the most worst drawings I've ever done in my life. Okay, so keep the faith, do not panic. All right, keep a level head. All you'll hear now is negativity. We're going to zero. The crypto market is dead. It's not dead. Bitcoin has been said is, you know, and the market has said it's dead thousands and thousands of times. We're still here. I'm still here. You know, this is the reality of it. We're in a market that moves very, very fast. You can have corrections. You'll have massive corrections. And you'll have massive upside. Even if it is a bear market, I do expect to see it go back to the 0.618 minimum up to about $56,000, $57,000. It will retrace back up there, and the alts will run with it if this is the end of the run. I personally don't think it is the end of the run, but we'll see. Okay, but this is where we're at right now, and you know, we have to be realistic. This is what we're looking at, and you know, I'm still bullish. I am still so bullish. I'd almost prefer to see a capitulation candle come in right now and wick down to 20, you know, 24, 25, 26, and get everybody out and get everybody, you know, and just bounce. Because once we get that capitulation candle in, the bottom has been hit. And this is why I'm not too sure is the bottom in. But look, keep the faith. Okay, if you do that, see that capitulation candle, you have seen, you know, you've learned to probably here not to panic, to keep your wits about you, and nothing goes down forever. Okay, so we probably will need a capitulation candle to break this downtrend, even on the weekly, you know, so we need to break this baby here. Okay, and sometimes it's just a clear cleansing of all the crap in crypto and all the, I suppose, the greedy people and the people leveraging. They need to be knocked off and squeezed out. All right, guys, so this is Equal Surf Ireland Crypto. I hope I kind of made a small bit of sense there of what's going on in the market. Your alts are bleeding because obviously Bitcoin is going down. There's our Gaussian channel. We're stuck in it right now. We're showing kind of 30K region. Possibly we go back to our other chart. We're looking at, you know, we've gaps to fill. We're looking at the kind of $25,000 region. If we break 30K, if even we get there, we might not, because everybody's expecting us to get down there. We have another gap to fill here. Where is my gap chart? It's right here. We have a gap at 33 to 34.4, 34.5. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if that gets filled and we could bounce there. Okay, so there's your kind of scenarios. To sum it up. All right, guys, so this is Equal Surf Ireland Crypto for the third time. Keep the faith. Okay, guys, subscribe, hit the like button. Awesome. I'll be back with another one, a couple of altcoins soon. Thank you and take care and keep the faith.